It's a warm welcome to this exciting episode of the Awanachi Conversations. I'm your host, Mpunga Simukwai. Super excited to be having you join us on this podcast as we are hosting the Zambia Air Force. Now, as you may be aware, the Zambia Air Force is commemorating 50 years of women in the Air Force. Now, that's such a huge milestone. So, to kickstart this series of the podcast, we are hosting on this special podcast Mrs. Nicolyn Nyoni, who is the patron of the Zambia Air Force Air Power Ladies Club, just for her to tell us what the club is about and how they're making a difference in the lives of the different communities where the Air Force is serving. Allow me to welcome Mrs. Nyoni. Welcome.
Thank you, Mpunga. Good to see you after a long time.
Yeah, you look super amazing in the royal blue, representing the brand.
Yes, we are faithful to the brand, the Air Force blue, so we always have to make sure that we are wearing some blue somewhere.
You look stunning.
Thank you,
look
you too. I
absolutely
love how
stunning.
you're looking tonight.
Thank
today.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you
beautiful.
so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Nyoni, for hosting us for this podcast. I know how busy you are, but we had to squeeze in this time and say it's important that we hear from you as the patron of the Zambia Air Force Air Power Ladies Club, the amazing work that you have been doing in the community. Now, just to set the ball rolling, Mrs. Nyoni, could you just tell us what is the Air Power Ladies Club?
Thank you, Mpunga, again, and it's our pleasure to host you here today. And the Zambia Air Force Air Power Ladies Club really is a club of spouses of Zambia Air Force personnel. So you find all the spouses, all the uniformed female officers and airwomen, and indeed the female civilian staff are part of the Air Power. So that's basically the composition of the Air Power Ladies Club. So basically the Air Power Ladies Club was formed in 1994, 93, 94, just to get my figures right there, by the then Air Force commander's wife, Mrs. Jane Shikapwasha. And the idea really was to have the soft side. I always refer to ourselves as the soft side of the men in uniform.
Absolutely.
So it's a social club composed of spouses of Zambia Air Force personnel. And the aim really was to have a club which unites the women, a club which will undertake charity works in the Air Force bases, and of course a club that will push women to be empowered. So that's basically even our motto, charity, unity, and empowerment. And as patron of the Air Force, Zambia Air Force Air Power Ladies Club, I'm basically, by virtue of being the spouse to the current Zambia Air Force commander, Lieutenant General Oscar Nyoni.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you are, like you've highlighted, you are the patron of the Air Power Ladies Club. What is your main role in that place?
Yeah, so our main role as the Air Power Ladies Club is to uplift the welfare of the Zambia Air Force personnel, their families, and indeed the communities that surround the bases, the Air Force bases. So ours really is to support the Air Force in uplifting the welfare of the personnel and the families. But we are not selfish. We extend our support to all the communities that surround the Air Force bases and formations across the country. So you'll find the presence of the Air Power Ladies Club in all the bases and formations across the country.
Now, I have seen and have had the opportunity of working with the Air Power Ladies Club. Could you share with us some of the key projects that you've been able to undertake and the sort of impact you've had in those communities?
Yeah, so like I said, the primary role, why it was initially set up, was to support the Air Force families but over and above, we have extended it to the communities. And so our projects really cut across projects within the Air Force cantonments and also in the communities, like I said, that's around the bases. So I'll start with the Air Force bases within the cantonments. In the cantonments, we as the Air Power Ladies Club have done a number of projects. We are interested in the education and health sector. We partner a lot with the Air Force to ensure that we have uplifted standards in those facilities. And so in the bases, we have recently, if my memory will serve me right, around February of this year, successfully handed over a kitchen and dining hall, I can call it a dining hall, at the School for Special Needs in Zaflusaka Air Force Base. So there is a school. We realize that in these communities, we have children with special needs. And so we have a passion as the Air Power Ladies Club to ensure that we do not leave any child behind. We do not leave any woman behind. And so there is a special school for children with special needs. We're talking about all types of disabilities here. Yeah. And so we launched that as a major project. The school itself was done by the Air Power Ladies Club.
Amazing.
And we have added to that a dining hall and a kitchen so that our children with special needs can have meals in a decent environment. So that is one. Then we have also, in the health sector, we have renovated maternity wards in the bases. The Air Power initiated the project at Mount Eugenia Air Force Base, where we have a maternity, a whole fully fledged maternity hospital, I can call it, which caters not only for the women in the base, but for the women from surrounding communities. And I'll tell you that it's actually subscribed mostly by the people from the communities. Yeah. So
For somebody who's watching, where's Mount Eugenia?
Mount Eugenia Air Force Base. Pardon me, I'll take it.
It's
I was
all
taking
right.
it for granted that everyone would know it. Yeah, but this is a base that is, I think, located in Lusaka West.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Lusaka West area. Yeah. So we have done maternity wards in that base, and again at Zaf Lusaka Air Force Base, which is near the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. And of course, we have nursery schools in the bases, which are run by the Air Power Ladies Club. This is just to support the education of early learners, early childhood education. So that will be the education. And also, we are in the process currently. We have a pending project which we seek support for. So I'll take advantage of this podcast and just ask for support towards the completion of the Skills Center, which is located in the Zaf Twin Palm Air Force Base, around the Avondale Twin Palm area.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a skills center which we are building, which is meant to offer skills training to women, to the families, dependents that the Air Force personnel keep, and indeed to the surrounding communities. So various skills are being planned to be offered there, ranging from catering, carpentry, plumbing, automotive, electronics, or whatever. Yeah, those will be offered there. So those are, like I said, within the Air Force bases. Outside the Air Force cantonments, we have done the female wards, 2 female wards at the Cancer Diseases Hospital. Cancer Ward 1, Female Ward 1, and Female Ward 3 were renovated by the Air Power Ladies Club. And I think for those who have been there, they will appreciate the difference that and the impact that those projects have had on the patients that visit those wards. And of course, we support orphanages here in Osaka, in Ndola. We have been supporting the orphanages. And also, we recently made a big donation at the St. Mary's Hospital in Lufwanyama area, where we donated various medical equipment. So yeah, basically we are not just limiting ourselves, again, like I said, to the Air Force families, but to the communities as well that are in
I
the...
did notice you were recently was it launching a potato project? Could you tell us about that one as well?
Yeah, it beams our faces when we talk about
Yeah.
farming. Of course, as Air Power Ladies Club, again, as part of the empowerment program for our women and our ladies, our members, we have introduced what we're calling the mini farms. We call them mini farms because we don't want to compare to the big farmers. We're just starting out. And
Absolutely.
we're using those mini farms to also transfer knowledge and skill to the ladies to be able to replicate these in order to ensure that we have food security even at household levels. So we are inspired by our husbands, of course, the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, directed the Defense Forces to undertake agriculture activities in peace times. So our husbands, we're lucky we have them in our homes. They're not at the war front. So while they are at peace times, they were directed to undertake agriculture activities. This followed, of course, the drought that hit our country. And that really impacted, I think, all of us. So inspired by what they did, being first-timers, they are known to be pilots, they are known to be flying, but they went into agriculture. And so that inspired us because that guarantees food security for the nation. And indeed, we thought, why not, as women, introduce mini farms to assure food security at household levels so that we don't have stress, pressures in families where they can't afford food. Because I can do a little garden behind my backyard. At a small farm, we can do something. Yeah, so that's this basically our inspiration. So we have introduced that, and Zaf Lusaka was our pilot project. Rightly put, we started with potato farming, and so it was a successful project, and we are rolling it to the different bases. The instruction to all the mini patrons. Mini patrons head the Air Power Ladies Club in the stations and the formations. Yeah, so the instruction to all of them is to set up mini farms. So we're inspired, and we will one day invite you to go and see the next launch. I won't say where, but one of the bases will be launching.
We look forward.
One of the
We look forward to that one. Now, clearly, the Air Power Ladies Club is doing amazing work in the community, and you've highlighted several projects that you've been able to do. Now, of all the projects that you have done, which one stands out the most for you as a patron?
For me, I think the Cancer Diseases Hospital is really close to my heart, and I think it has had great impact on the community. We are all aware that cancers of all types really are wreaking havoc across the nation. We have at least every family should have had experience, if not affected, infected. If you don't have a patient who has been infected by one of these cancers, you have been affected, by it. So it's a very touching project, and I thought it was something that the Air Power did with a lot of compassion, with a lot of speed, and I want to take this opportunity to also thank our partners. I'll tell you, we are spouses, like I said. We rely basically on fundraising to do what we do. And so we look out for partners who can support us in different ways to do these big projects. And so we worked with Breakthrough Cancer Trust and FNB, the First National Bank, to fund that project. And so the partnership was great. So that one really stands out for me. Of course, the School for Children in Special Needs is another one, which requires support, but which has great impact because we have seen great enrollments. Children are no longer being kept in homes, hidden in homes. They can come out and interact with others and learn. And you'll be amazed at what they can do, really, if you expose them. So, those are some of the two key projects I would highlight. Among the many.
Absolutely. Now, how does the Air Power Ladies Club promote entrepreneurial skills amongst your members. We're talking about the aspect of having a back garden, but then also we do realize that, for instance, a number of these women move from base to base in supporting their husbands who can be transferred. What is the club doing in ensuring that at least the members are trained in entrepreneurial skills, just for them to ensure that they're financially sound and literate as well?
Yeah, thank you again for that question. So, what we have done as Air Power Ladies Club, one of our strategies is to partner, like I said, with like minded institutions, institutions that offer services that we may not be able to provide. And so, we've gone a step further to partner with the banks. I'll mention the Stanbic Bank, particularly, has been on board to offer literacy skills because within the Air Power Ladies Club, like I said, we have women across the whole continent. So you have the most educated and, of course, the least educated with different needs, with different financial needs. And so we don't want to leave any in this continent behind. So we have come up with strategies that ensure that we empower our women. We have approached the banking institutions like Stanbic Bank, which offered free literacy training to the women. And of course, we have workshops that also where we invite people like yourselves. And I remember you have you were part of that empowerment retreat which we held at Chaminoka, but also at the previous one as well, where you came and facilitated teaching women etiquette, personal branding, yes. And I hope we are good graduates of
Yes, you're doing
those
well.
lessons. Yeah.
You're doing very well. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what we do. And in the different bases, using the skills within the Air Force, because among the Air Force personnel, of course, we have experts who empower women, who also come and facilitate in the different meetings so that women are empowered. And of course, our signature addition, which is the mini farms, is really another one where we want to ensure that they are financially literate. They also acquire the skill and are able to stand on their own. So we will not limit ourselves to just our backyards, but to small lands and we small portions of land where people can practice these skills. And we are so confident that beyond that, they'll be able to stand on their own. We don't want to be women who just rely on our husbands.
Of course.
Yeah, they support us and we appreciate them 100%. But we also want the women to be able to stand on their own.
Yeah. Now, Mrs. Nyoni, you've highlighted the fact that you obviously have members from different or diverse backgrounds.
Yeah.
How has that difference or diversity contributed to the growth of the Air Power Ladies Club?
Yeah, it has really, because we don't really have to look outside to be able to do certain things. We have the skill set within. So like I said, we have nurses, we have teachers, we have doctors, we have natural scientists, we have social scientists, we have economists, lawyers. And indeed, even the typical housewife comes with the business skills of business women and business skill set that they bring, and they're able to teach us. So we complement each other really in the Air Power Ladies Club. We do not look at ourselves as PhD holder and not having finished school, but we look at each other as partners and complementaries that in whatever we do, we support each other.
Amazing.
We have our own events managers among our members. So when we have an event, we don't even have to hire a professional.
Yeah.
They organize all the functions.
In-house.
Yeah.
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 Great. Now, I do know you are in this role as a patron, but could you just share with us what motivates you personally in terms of you getting involved in the work that you do, and what would you say has been the most rewarding experience in your role as a patron?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess being a patron comes with its own extra load. Rightly put, I'm not only the patron, I also have a full-time job where I'm expected to deliver.
To deliver.
Yeah. Where I'm expected to deliver. And also, of course, being a mother, a wife. But what really motivates me is when you have a group of women come together and you see the commitment, you see the effort and how they desire to change lives in the bases and outside the bases. That really makes me find time to really do these things. And just like I said, the impact it creates on the communities. When you do a project and you look at the faces, the appreciation that comes, I think, like the minister, I think provincial minister of Copperbelt said, what we are doing is not for ourselves, but we're just doing it unto God. And so whenever we do that, I think that's keeps us wanting to do more. So as Patron, really my role is to shape or provide direction to the women in the Air Force to do these things and impact communities so that once we are gone, at least we'll be remembered for having
your
made
impact.
a difference. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you have briefly touched on my next question, the aspect of work-life balance.
Yeah.
You've mentioned you are a wife, you are a mother, you have a full-time job, you are the patron of the Power Ladies Club. How do you create a balance in all those demanding roles and still remain balanced, or still remain sound, or still
Yeah.
remain grounded? How do you balance in that sense? How does your work-life balance look like?
Yeah. I guess it's I can only thank God that I think He's given me some extra ability to be able to juggle the roles, but also to thank my employers. My bosses have been amazing. They have, I think, understood
Yeah.
the demands of the role of being Air Force Commander's wife, because most of it is official as well. And so they allow me time as required to attend to the roles that I have to play. And also amazing coordinator of the Air Power Ladies Club, my ABO, we call her our ABO coordinator, Lieutenant Colonel Paseli, who understands when and how we schedule air power activities so that we have a balance, so that I am not seen to be sort of neglecting my work or neglecting air power. So we always sit together and just schedule our programs properly. And yeah, it works. And thank God for the conditions of service. I have leave. I can take leave, to attend to this. But as a mother as well, amazing house staff that we have who can take care of my pension baby. I have an 11-year-old boy, so whenever I need to go out, they are always on hand to be with him. And amazing family support. I have lots of sisters, lots of nieces and nephews. Yeah, so it's been good. And of course, an amazing husband.
We had to hear that.
Who,
I was looking
despite
forward
his
to
role,
that. Yeah.
does babysit if I have to go. And he does support our activities and what we plan. So I guess that helps to do the balance, proper balance between work, life, and family balance.
I'll dwell a bit more in this. What sort of impact, or what sort of impact do you think husbands can have in supporting their wives in their different spaces?
Yeah. I think they play a key role because if your husband doesn't support whatever little you want to do, then you can't really move from one point to another. So they really need to be there. What is important is when they understand that you're a partner in the home,
Right.
and your contribution to the home, whether as a housewife or as a working woman, is key. Because imagine you don't do what you do, there'll be some imbalance, I guess, in the family setup. So they really need to understand and support. And when you partner and work together, I think you can do amazing things. And that's what I have seen in my 27 plus years of marriage.
Amazing.
That
27. Inching towards 30 already.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yeah, he's been supportive
Mhm.
He supports, sometimes even gives ideas what we should do, whether as a club, what we should do as wives, what I should do as a wife. But yeah, I always have to also check in with him and get permission when I need to.
That's very important.
When I need to do certain
Yeah.
things, yeah.
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 Now, I mentioned this in my opening remarks. The Zambia Air Force is commemorating 50 years of women in the Air Force, 50 years of when the first woman joined the Air Force. What is the significance of this milestone to you as patron
Yeah.
of the Air Power Ladies Club?
We're very excited, really, with the 50 years Jubilee celebration of having women in the Air Force. For us, what excites us most is that these women are part of the Air Power Ladies Club. In my remarks, I did indicate that they are also members of the Air Power Ladies Club. So we've worked side by side with them. And so we are excited of their achievement because I think for me, they broke the glass ceiling. They entered a man's space and they're actually brave. We are brave, but we chose to enter using the back door. But they were brave to go and do the actual training, you know. For us, we support the men from the back, but they work side by side with the men. And so we're excited with them. And it's very significant because it opens doors for the girl child. It inspires the girl child that they can enter spaces which are predominantly male. But from what we've seen, I don't know the statistics that I'm sure we can get maybe from the direct agenda. But I think there are a lot of women, and that for us is good, and we support them totally. Some of the pioneers, like General Imelda Chola, who was among the first, has been very instrumental and very supportive to the Air Power Ladies Club activities. And so we're glad, and we'll be there to cheer them on, really. We stand with them, we encourage them, we encourage more girls to take advantage and join. Yeah, join the Air Force. We missed the chance, but we feel part of them because we work closely with them.
Yeah. Now, do you have any deliberate plans or efforts to ensure that the older generation are still part of the Air Power Ladies Club? I say so because most times, when people have done their work or they've retired or moved away from a certain space, you find that we don't engage them that much. We don't collaborate or connect with them. Do you have such plans as the Air Power Ladies Club?
Yeah, for us as Air Power Ladies Club, I think we have continued. We have never departed from that path because we know that institutional memory lies in the people who were there before all of us. And so the likes of General Chola, the likes of even warrant officers, like we have an amazing warrant officer, Montali, Liz Montali, and our mothers, I'll say our mothers who were there before us are still in touch with us, and deliberately, and I can say it here now that in our revised constitutions, we've been revising our constitution for the club. We have deliberately incorporated a clause of associate membership so that all the past members, those that have been associated with the Air Power Ladies Club, can still belong. So we're extending our membership from just the three categories I mentioned, the spouses, the lady officers, the civilians, to also those that were members in the past. And if they so wish to continue to be members, we have made provision because we realize that when we work with them, I think we'll work with them, we'll learn more, we'll be able to do more. And the Air Force family remains one, whether you're retired.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, you still were part of this Air Force. So we want to continue the partnership and relationships with all the past members.
Now, Mrs. Nyoni, before we wind up our interview, I'd just like to take this moment, first of all, to formally thank you for the support that you've rendered to the Awanachi Foundation, where we raise funds to purchase reusable pads and panties for girls in rural Zambia. And you've been instrumental, moving with us from one place to the other, just supporting these young girls. Could you share with us what is your drive in partnering with Awanachi on the pads and panties campaign?
Yeah, again, a very important partnership again with the Awanachi, and we are delighted that you also accepted to work with us as Air Power Ladies Club. Of course, we are motivated. Firstly, Mpunga, you are a child of the Air Force family.
Yeah.
And we are inspired by the work that you do and your program, the Girls Pads and Panties program, is amazing because it supports the education sector, really. A lot of girls who drop out of school during that period, yeah, when they are on their menses and so on. And so what you're doing really needs to be appreciated and supported. I think you're giving confidence, you're giving dignity to the girls by donating what most of us would take for granted. I mean, a lot of people would think,
A pad
that a
shouldn't
pad,
be
a pant,
expensive. Yeah.
yeah, that's not very expensive. But you realize that when you go down into the rural areas, even outside these urban cities, you'll be amazed at how many can't afford the basics. So we were inspired, and as Air Power, we continue to commit ourselves to support the Awanachi Girls and Panties program because we, again, ours is to focus on empowering women and empowering the girls. Of course, not leaving the boys behind.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Now, Mrs. Nyoni, what does the future look like for the Air Power Ladies Club with you as the patron? What other projects have you planned to continue this amazing impact that you're having on the community?
Yeah, so we have big plans, of course. Ours is we desire to be great contributor to a number of facilities in the health, like I said, and education sector, and also the agriculture sector. So we want to see, as we go into the future, Air Power having big farms. We look forward to a day when we transit from the mini farms
Yeah.
to big farms. If you talk about onion growing, we should be able to point you to one of the clubs that will be doing that. Poultry, piggery, and all those things. Potato farming, maize growing. Yeah, that is something we want to do. Of course, the skills center. We believe that once it's done, it will impact the lives of the women because then they can firsthand get entrepreneurial training, skills training from there, and of course the families that live in the bases and around the bases. And so for me, as patron, I look forward to a future where the Air Power Ladies Club will have patrons, because I know that everything has a tenure. So when my tenure is done, I'm hopeful. I look forward to the next patron picking up what we have started and even growing them more. So we are doing talent managing, embracing all the generals' wives, because we are mindful that that is the crop where the next patron comes from. So we want to ensure that they are trained, they understand the military etiquette, they understand empowerment programs so that they can pick it up. So with those, we are confident that the future for Air Power Ladies Club is great. Yeah.
I love that. That's amazing mentorship, eh? Already preparing them.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So, Mrs. Nyoni, as we wind up, your final words to somebody watching the podcast.
Yeah, first of all, to the ladies in uniform, our members, I think the Air Force lady personnel, congratulations on the 50 years of being in the Zambia Air Force. Amazing. We look forward to what you are preparing, and we'll continue to support and wish you the best. We do hope that one day we'll see a lady Air Force commander.
That would be a big one. We look forward to that.
Yeah, after 50 years
Mhm.
of being
Mhm.
with the men, I guess one day in the future we hope that we can also see one among them rise to become the Air Force commander. And also to the membership, of course, of the Air Power Ladies Club, that we continue to just work together and do what we can. During the season, God has allowed us to be in the Air Force and beyond, and just impact and make a difference in our communities. And of course, to the women and girls out there, that let's continue pushing. The sky is no longer the limit. I think we have been inspired by the women who chose to join the Air Force even when there were no women.
Yeah.
The pioneers, the first pioneers in 1975, those showed us that we shouldn't limit ourselves. So I just want to encourage the girls and the women to break the glass ceiling and enter spaces which were predominantly male and make a difference. I'm a firm believer that we should not be given positions just because we're women, but because we can manage those positions and we can make a difference.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mrs. Nyoni, it's been such a joy hosting you on the podcast.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for explaining what the Air Power Ladies Club is about. We've learned a lot about the projects that you're doing. All we can do is just to wish you God's abundant blessings, even as you continue to lead the Air Power Ladies Club.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the program.
It's been a great joy.
Great.
Well, there you have it. I've been talking to Mrs. Nicolyn Nyoni. She's the patron of the Air Power Ladies Club. Like I mentioned in the opening, the Zambia Air Force is celebrating 50 years of women in the Air Force. They have a lot of activities that have been lined up as we build up towards this commemoration. And even the post-event commemoration will continue to happen. I sure hope you've learned a bit more about what the Air Power Ladies Club does, what they're currently working on in terms of their current projects, and of course, what the future looks like for them. I've been your host, Mpunga Simukwai, asking you to join me on the next podcast. It's goodbye and God bless you.